Look at that.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Check that out.
Is that a donut or what is that?
It looks
It was
like
so
it looks like something's gone wrong, right? Like it's been in
yeah,
this
exactly.
case too
It was
long.
it was so up close and there was just a little hole there that looked like it was puckered. I didn't know if we were trying to see if we could get by the sensors of YouTube or not there. That was an
Yeah,
extreme donut close up right
they
there.
just got this across the street. They call it the Green River. I guess in getting
Oh, okay.
preparation for the big celebration next week here in
Oh,
Chicago.
that's right. That's right. They dye the whole river green.
Yeah.
There's just green vomit in the streets of Springfield, if I recall. That's how Springfield, Illinois celebrates St. Patrick's Day. That's coming up next week, I think.
What? Any idea what they do in Orlando for St. Patrick's Day?
No. I know that on Disney Springs property there is a Irish pub, Raglan Road. That it's funny. They have a restaurant, an outdoor bar, a fish and chips area, and now they added another bar because they just love drinking, I guess. And
I see.
so they kind of sequester off that entire area of that particular place, and they charge a cover, and you can just they have Irish dancers and bands that sound like Flogging Molly and the Dubliners and
Oh, right
everything
on.
else. They have like a 4-day just festival, so may have to check that out.
Well, welcome to the live broadcast. It is the only podcast that records itself live in a stream on YouTube. I think that is that. I don't know if that's exactly what's happening or if we're the only one, but it feels like that's really the
I think
intent of what's going on.
Yeah, I think we are filmed before a live studio audience. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people just do the podcast as YouTube. They don't then put the audio 2 days later, but we're here for you in case you in case you
Yeah,
miss out.
I mean the intent of what we're doing is the podcast. We just happen to put a camera to it. I think we're doing it backward from how most people do it. I think.
I think
I
so
don't know.
too.
I don't know.
I don't
Comment
either,
below
but
or give us a call at 707-4-MONKEY. That's what we're here for.
yes, because we definitely want your comments on this particular news study. This is from there's a website called Study Finds, and all they do is they mine the entire internet to find studies that give us interesting information and a look into our psyche as not only a country but of the world. And here they find out that a quarter of Americans urinate in the shower regularly, but rarely clean it, which is super gross. Like, I understand the convenience part, but if you're going to do it, you then have to then clean. I mean, technically, I guess the soap and water as you shower will be cleaning it, but you should probably clean it at the end of the week.
It does seem like these are two different things at the same time. On one hand, asking the question, "Do you pee in the shower?" and then the next question, "How often do you clean the shower?" Or are they saying that they're expecting people, if they pee in the shower, should then sanitize the shower? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, that's what they're trying to say, but that it doesn't really work that way. No one I know takes a shower and then immediately cleans the shower. We probably should clean our showers more often than we do as a country. But this nationwide survey conducted by Talker Research, it found that 12%, so think about it for a moment, if you will. You go to work tomorrow, if you're in an office of more than 10 people, that means one person in your office will be doing this. They found that 12% of Americans pee in the shower daily.
Okay.
That seems way too often. It should be a random occurrence at best, not every morning going, well, I forgot to do that, so I'm just going to pee in the shower here. So 12% every day, another 12% multiple times weekly.
Okay.
So that's where they get the quarter of Americans are peeing pretty regularly in their shower.
Yeah, it does seem as though you should take care of the peeing issue prior to showering. Though I'm not going to ding you if you get yourself in the shower and go, "I'm here now."
Right. I'm not going to judge you if that's something you do at like every once in a blue moon, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all have it where there's some days you just wake up and just instinct takes over and you're just going through the motions to get you ready for work, to get to work. And you find yourself in the situation where you're like, oh, I have the urge.
Right.
Maybe I forgot to do that previously. And so I'm here. I'm not going to stop the shower or get out of the shower, walk across the floor, go use the bathroom, get the bathroom floor all wet. Someone then slips on it later on. I'm here. It's to quote George Costanza, it's just pipes. and so I'm just going to take care of the business, as it were.
Could it be because you don't want him to know that you have a friend who pees in the shower? I think it is. I think that's exactly what it is.
Why couldn't you just wait?
I was there. I saw a drain.
Since when is a drain a toilet?
It's all pipes. What's the difference?
Thank you.
Different pipes go to different places. You're gonna mix them up.
I'll call a plumber right now.
All right, can we just drop all the pee pipe stuff here?
Dropping the pee pipe stuff.
Yeah, I think a more accurate question isn't do you pee in the shower, but do you actually stop the shower, get out, do the thing, get back? It really becomes unrealistic, I think.
Right. Yeah. No one's going to do that.
Right.
What they found was 45% of Americans admit to peeing in the shower at some point during an average year. When broken down by generation, this is where it gets kind of interesting. All right. You would think the older someone is, the more chance of the incident of them peeing in the shower, but that is not the case. They found that a quarter of millennials report urinating in the shower daily, a rate that dwarfs that of their older counterparts. By comparison, 13% of Gen X and just 6% of baby boomers engage in this practice with the same frequency. So the older folks, even though they're supposed to be going more often and maybe not as much control possibly, aren't doing it as often as the younger ones are.
Yeah, I wonder if that's some latent shame that's being applied there. You know,
Could be.
that it was just that going. And I don't know. You and I both grew up Catholic, and so there was something about the bathroom that was where sin happens. You know, everything
Right.
everything sinful happens in the bathroom.
Yeah, the demon comes out of either one end or the other, and like
You
idle
just-
hands and
You just
everything
didn't
else.
talk about it. You just didn't talk bathroom stuff.
No, you didn't. Not so shocking. Men appear significantly more likely to incorporate this habit into their shower routine, with 30% doing so regularly compared to 20%. So 1 in 5 women admitting that they're doing that as well. It just seems easier for guys in any situation, really, in that particular setup, to be the
Why don't you
ones
just
doing
wait?
that
I
as
was
opposed to
there.
the
I
ladies.
saw a drain.
Since when is a drain a toilet?
It's all pipes. What?
All pipes. It is.
He's speaking the man's truth there.
Yes. As they went on, when they get to the part about the hygiene and everything else, only 39% of the survey respondents indicated they exclusively use their shower. So that's where the gross part comes
Exclusively?
into play. Well,
Exclusively.
as if there's no one else in the room, in the home, that uses that shower.
I see. Okay.
That's what they're saying. Yeah.
Not
So
that
they're
they
saying
step
that-
over the toilet to go into the bathtub, right?
No, yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
All right, that's what I
it
thought
didn't
you
mean
meant.
that. It meant they pee in the shower, but only 39% of them say it's just my shower. I'm the only one that ever goes
I'm
in there.
with you.
There's other people that go in there. So 6 out of other 10 people are showering where you use as a toilet. Now, here is a step too far, I think. This is from Clint Creeder, who is a licensed marriage and family therapist.
Is he?
And he says
is he
that
now?
I don't think he is. By the way, he's with the Stillwater Wellness Group, which is offering psychological insight into what some consider a taboo practice. Here's what he says, quote, "Peeing in the shower often reflects our modern obsession with multitasking, even in moments meant for relaxation. For some, it's a cheeky rebellion against societal rules. For others, it's sheer efficiency. Why wait when you're already there? But let's not overlook the symbolism." Okay, Dr. Creeder.
Shut up, Clint.
The shower is one of the few places we're truly alone with our thoughts. If a quick tinkle brings a sense of liberation, lean in. Just maybe don't make it a TED Talk topic or a topic on your podcast. So
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what this guy's qualifications are or what license he carries, but it needs to be revoked. Revoked.
Yes. I would agree. So I'm not going to your point, I'm not going to judge you if you pee in the shower, but it shouldn't be your preferred way of evacuating things early in the morning. I think we can all say that.
Well, somebody got so excited about a toilet that they wanted it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever had a toilet that comfortable.
Yeah, well, this one was made of gold. Made of gold.
Gold, you say?
This was it's being described as a piece of art. but it's in $4.8 million golden toilet. And
where was this at?
This, I think, is in the UK. Yes, Oxfordshire.
Yes, they had shired everything. And it's from the BBC.
Yeah, the BBC. We'll have more information on the toilet theft coming up after this moment from the BBC. So anyway, this guy, Michael Jones, who's also from England, claims that while he was casing the joint, he used the toilet.
Oh, and then he wanted to steal it after he used it?
He loved it so much, yeah. He is 39 years old, and he's from Oxford, and he denies one count of burglary. An alleged accomplice, Frederick Doe, and Bora Guckuk.
What do you say?
Am I saying that? Guccuk. How do you say that?
Guccuk.
Bora Guckuk.
Bora Guckuk.
Bora Guckuk. I think I got it right.
Yeah, Bora Guckuk. I think you did. Yeah, guck. Stealing the golden toilet.
They also say that they are innocent. Mr. Jones says, I have an alibi. I was at home sleeping when the alleged toilet was allegedly stolen. This is an 18-karat gold toilet that was made by an Italian conceptual artist, and we have video.
Okay. Show me the toilet.
So this apparently is video of the theft happening. It's art and functional.
Oh. No, okay, so it's both.
Right.
I was wondering if it's just because sometimes, when you go to buy a toilet, when you're at the Home Depot, they let you know not for use. You don't try it out at the store. It's a floor model. So I didn't know if this was just a floor model of a gold toilet, but apparently not. Apparently also functional. So
let's look at this closed-circuit television video. Got a guy getting out of his little Volkswagen there.
What is this, the Italian job that they're going to have?
There's a guy walking with the seat.
They took it out in pieces, at least.
Yeah. Look at them. They're all dressed up like cat burglars.
They are.
God, look how it is bright. This is a terrible burglary. You are sitting there right in the daylight.
One, it's a terrible burglary because it's bright out, but the other part of this is you got 3 guys and a toilet. Is that all going to fit in that car? That doesn't look like it's all going to fit in that particular getaway vehicle. You got to fit that in there.
By the way, for some reason, the Associated Press added music to this. I don't think it helps. Maybe it does.
No. All right, you got to hold it in place. All right, now they're run. Oh no, where's he? Oh, he's going to a different car. No. Okay, yeah. He had a different car.
That's to confuse the cops.
Yes.
They start doing a little zigzag as they're driving.
There's no way all 3 and the toilet are fitting in that.
And there's the getaway. Yeah. Look at that.
Okay, that is to your point, this is the worst Italian Job sequel ever. First, they weren't in any hurry. They're just randomly walking out there like dopes with the gold toilet. Then they made sure they had it secured back there. And then no one peeled out. It was just kind of we're going to randomly go ahead. I guess that guy, that's okay. That's the first guy.
Yeah, he's waving somebody in.
Oh, okay. There already
this
somebody
guy
in
comes
there.
Out. He's got the seat. Somebody else has the toilet paper.
Right. Somebody else has the tank. Someone else has the lug nuts. Wouldn't that be the worst? You steal it all, and then oh, damn it. I forgot the fastener. I forgot the floater in there. This thing is going to run forever. It's just going to cost us money.
So they are denying that this is them. They're saying, hey, no, I've got an alibi, and that's all that was left.
Oh, that's sad. That's sad. The whole thing is just, by the way, do you use a gold toilet? I mean, I know it's functional. But maybe a 1, but I don't think you 2 in a gold toilet.
No? You think that would be? I don't know, man. I guess I'm in. Apparently, the artist doesn't care. The artist said, "Hey, this is not only a piece of art; it's also a toilet. So use it for what it's."
Yeah, the artist is going to be all about it being functional and letting his art be seen and hoping he becomes the next Banksy out of this. But I don't know if I go a 2 in a gold toilet. That's just me.
Well, and I guess let me see if I can bring this up so we can all see. This is an image of him at the place the day before. So this is him actually casing the joint and says,
Gotcha.
"Hey, I want me a toilet.
I want to use that in my house. I want that gold for me." Oh, Mike Jones.
Evidence said that messages and voice notes between him and two of them around the time that the heists were related talk about a large dog kennel he was planning to help. He denied that the 2 visits to the palace the day before the raid were as reconnaissance for the robbery. Why else do you go visit a palace for 2 days in a row?
Yeah, one day is one thing of like, oh, I'll just be a tourist looking around. When you're there a couple of days in a row, that starts looking suspicious.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah. Guilty as charged. We have decided. We have ruled.
We have an update on the Ohio Supreme Court ruling that we talked about a few months ago. This was the issue where a guy was eating chicken wings, what was being advertised as boneless chicken wings, and he starts to choke on the bone. Makes it all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Ohio Supreme Court made this really weird ruling that said because this was an animal that has bones, as a customer, he should expect that there might be bones. So despite the fact that the sign says these are boneless chicken wings, you should at least take precaution that there could possibly be a bone or a horn or a hoof or a cowbell, anything
inside the chicken wing because it has bones. The worst legal standing and ruling, and we went back and forth of like, then nothing's a boneless wing then. If you can just assume bones are going to be in everything, makes 0 sense.
Yeah. So Ohio Senator Bill DeMora has introduced a bill just a few months ago called the Boneless Wing Bill that would determine the liability of a restaurant or food supplier deciding whether or not the injured person had, quote, a reasonable expectation that the food did not contain a substance that is injurious to human health.
Ooh, okay.
He says...
Big legal words there, buddy.
So he's contesting this whole, he says, I want to pass a law that says, look, it's reasonable for a person to say, hey, there probably aren't bones here because the sign says boneless. A reasonable expectation means that the average person would think about a certain situation. I don't know what normal person in the United States doesn't think boneless means without bones.
Correct. I agree
with
his premise thus far.
This man's a hero.
Finally, someone in government doing something worth a damn.
I can get
standing up for the common man, the common person, saying, "Hey, common sense politics says if it says boneless, I shouldn't be choking on a bone."
And one of the aspects of this whole deal was that it never went to a jury. So there was a judge who made a ruling, and then that was appealed, and it just made its way up to the Supreme Court, and they made their ruling.
What?
And so that's part of this bill that says, you should at least be given, if nothing else, have your peers decide whether or not something is chokeable.
Thank you.
For example.
Yes.
There should not be bones in a donut. I have a reasonable expectation.
Unless I was a donut person, which
but I don't know.
I would feel bad for them.
Yeah, there might be some lard or some chicken fat or something in there that could have a bone floating around.
Very, very true. And the next thing you know, you're biting into the Green River and you're choking on a bone.
So thank you, Ohio Senator Bill DeMora, for doing something that the people want you to do. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank God. Thank God. Let's get him on the show. Yeah.
I like
get
that
him on
idea.
the show.
Oh, yes, by the way, speaking of donuts, yesterday being Shrove Tuesday, Mardi Gras, Punchki Day, Pancake Day, Fat Tuesday. It's
Punchki? Is it Potchki? Pushki? Punchki?
Punchki.
Punchki. Okay. Not Poshki?
Not Poshki.
Punchki.
Not Patchki.
Punchki. Punchki. Okay.
It's an excessive use of consonants.
It seems like it. I just wanted to make sure, because even though I grew up in the burbs for years and years, everyone was like, it's Patchkey or Paskey Day. And it's like, I don't think that's correct.
In Chicago, that's probably right. It's Patchkey Day in Joliet is probably what they said. Anyway.
Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah.
Big deal over in the UK, where racers dressed in all kinds of costumes would run through central London Square with a frying pan to celebrate Shrove Tuesday, Pancake Day. Hundreds cheered in the annual inter-livery pancake race that apparently has been held for decades.
So they run around with a pancake and a frying pan?
Yes. Let's go back in time to, I believe this is 1951. One of the early pancake races from Pathé News.
It's the Pancake Derby at Olney, and as fine a field as any in its 500 years history faces a starter as the shriving bell rings them off to a fine start.
Yeah, did you hear that? 500-year history.
Yeah, 500 years. Look at Mrs. Marla Maples over there. In the first place, she's a defending two-time champion of the pancake race. Look at her go. Go on, Marla. Do it for the troops.
In America, the women of Liberal are running against them. But taking a conservative estimate, their labor will be in vain against such a hot field. And England should keep these ashes.
Look,
she is hauling ass. She is trucking.
Marla. First time out of the house in 14 years for Marla.
Hang on a second, man. She is absolutely hauling the mail.
You should keep these ashes. It's a 415 yards course with a 70 yards uphill finish. And in storming style, Mrs. Dix wins in a canter, beating
Oh, of course, Mrs. Dix wins the donut race or the pancake race.
America by 2 seconds.
Did they run by a cemetery there at the end?
Look in the background. There's a cemetery. Look at that. You can see it in the background.
I thought they ran right by tombstones if you back it up like 3 seconds.
With a 70 yards uphill finish. And in storming style, Mrs. Dix wins.
Nothing like just hanging out in the old cemetery waiting for Mrs. Dix to run by with her pancakes.
There's such a crowd. The only place for the cameraman to stand is on top of somebody's tombstone. That's incredible.
That's awesome.
In a canter, beating America by 2 seconds to receive a pressure cooker from Liberal, as well as the traditional prizes, including the Verger's Kiss of Peace.
And don't forget the new babushka.
So the prize was a pressure cooker and a kiss.
Nothing like a little smoocheroo for the winner.
Yeah. Was this whole thing set up by some dude or what?
Oh, it would. Oh God, yeah.
They'll love this. I'll kiss them.
We must give them something else besides my sweet, sweet lips. I know, a pressure cooker from Mrs. Dix.
By 2 seconds to receive a pressure cooker from Liberal, as well as the traditional prizes, including the Verger's Kiss of Peace.
She wants no part of that kiss. She wants zero part of that kiss. She doesn't even lean in. She just kind of like,
okay. If I'd have known, I would have come in second.
Right. I'm throwing it. I don't want the kiss of peace.
I don't even know that. Is that guy like a monk or what is he?
Monsignor, play it back one more time.
I couldn't understand what he was speaking such a weird language.
Verger's Kiss of Peace, as well as the traditional prizes, including the Verger's Kiss of Peace.
The Burger's Kiss of Peace.
Burger's Kiss. I have no idea.
The Burgermeister burgers over there. One foot in front of the other, smooching you right on the cheek, and she wants nothing to do with that.
Check that lady in the leopard skin jacket who's eyeing her up and down, going, "You bitch."
Mrs. Dix, you bitch. You cheated. There's no way. Check her frying pan. It's supposed to be non-stick. Hers was stick. I tell you, stick.
I don't know, Greg. Yeah, what do you got to do for a waffle iron? Greg wants to know. I don't know. You probably get Probably get a nice little squeeze on the ass or something. Here's your waffle iron and a little honk honk on the boobs.
And a little French kiss from you know who.
The mayor will come out and tongue your ear.
Here's the old smoocheroo from Churchill, as well as your waffle iron.
I just cannot get over that. I mean, they are crazy barreling down the road. And you got to remember, this is 1951, so you know that they are holding one of those like enormous film movie cameras. And this poor son of a bitch is running backwards while these crazy ladies with frying pans are coming.
Running at him to get that. This lady,
look at her.
She be damned the consequence. She's like, screw it as far as the pancake. I just got my pan and I am hoofing it like no one's business.
God almighty. So, yeah, was...
Can we bring that back and make it an Olympic sport? I mean, I know it's still going on, but can we make that Olympic sport again? Yeah,
I was unable to locate any good video from yesterday's event, but every year, this is a big thing that they do in the UK on Pancake Day. And I don't know if they still accost women at the end. I'm not sure if that's still part of it.
I don't know if some guy who may or may not be part of the religious movement over there, may or may not be a monk, is just randomly smooching Miss Dicks. Right. I don't know if that's still going on anymore.
And the grand prize will feel you up.
The clergy will make sure you have no lumps. You get a free screening as well.
No
Look
clue.
at you go.
No clue. I guess, whatsoever. You know what? That's, you think of down in Brazil when they're doing Carnival and everybody's naked and everything. That's just their version up there of, get a little free squeeze.
Yeah, it's a little honk on the pancake race.
And then tomorrow, it's Lent and you settle down for 40 days.
Right, and you go ahead and you go and say, I'm sorry for what I have done, to the same guy who just honked your wife who won the pancake race.
Well, the women are getting back.
Mm-hmm. Yes. This poor this guy right here, this gentleman, all right, a Chinese woman subjected her fiance to simulated childbirth pain for 3 hours as a sick, they call it, pre-marriage test that caused him to develop intestine necrosis and undergo emergency surgery.
God, man, isn't that like your insides are dying? Isn't that what necrosis is?
Yes, that is exactly what it is. He reportedly, the fiance subjected him to 3 hours of electric shocks to the stomach as a twisted way of simulating the pain of childbirth. They go on to say it's unclear why the man accepted the test or if he had any idea what he was getting into, but he clearly didn't expect to develop intestine necrosis and have to get emergency surgery because of it. The horrific experience convinced him to not only break off the engagement, but also sue the woman he was going to marry for the damages. The woman wrote on a Chinese social media platform that her mother and sister suggested she make her fiancé experience, quote, the pain of childbirth before getting married to ensure that he would be more considerate of his wife. So we want to make sure that he's not an a-hole. So I'll tell you what. And before he puts a seed in you, you give him a little bit of what that pain is like.
Because let's be honest, I mean, women really do have to go through...
As well as the traditional prizes, including the Verger's Kiss of Peace.
Yeah. That's the kind of stuff they've got to go through. So in fairness to women, if they've got to put up with that...
Then they might... And I understand what she's trying to accomplish, right? I understand that labor pains and labor can be very long, 18 hours, 24 hours. But 3 straight hours of electric shock to the guy's gut, I don't know what you are accomplishing there. So at first, the man opposed the idea vehemently, but she insisted and he reluctantly agreed. The grueling test took place in a maternity care facility run by the woman's sister. So they're at an actual medical facility.
Why does this device exist?
Because, Johnny, you got to feel the pain, man. I understand the concept of it, but I just think they went a little overkill. I think they went full crowning for 3 hours instead of just, pulse it out every once in a while. Using an electric stimulation device designed specifically to simulate the pain of childbirth, The woman subjected her fiance to increasingly stronger electrical shocks to the stomach for 3 hours.
Mercy.
In her online confession, woman wrote that she slowly increased intensity of the electrical current for the first 90 minutes and then cranked up the power to maximum for the next 90. So she started off just like beep, beep, bzz, 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 and then for the last 90 minutes, it was straight.
We're just going whole hog.
Yeah.
That is out of control.
Christ. My boyfriend started to feel miserable from level 8 and couldn't help but cursing by level 10. I think that's to be expected. When you're getting level 10 for 90 minutes, you're going to curse. At level 12, he was sweating and breathing rapidly due to severe pain. By the end of the experience, he was completely exhausted and his stomach was as hard as a board because you shocked it for 3 straight hours.
Well, and I mean, yes, what women have to go through for childbirth is pretty excruciating. And at the same time, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, please call in on the monkey line. I think nature has built women to do that, right? I mean, they're there to withstand something that, admittedly, there's no way we could. And I think that's kind of the point. I'm not saying that it's okay or that it's not painful. I'm just saying I think women are built in such a way to withstand all of that. I don't know how. I'm grateful that they are able to do that. I don't know how it works, but men aren't.
Correct.
I'm not trying to cop out on this guy, but I'm just, it's like, biologically, I think we're built differently. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've been with a woman, so I don't know, but I think we're different.
We are different, yes. There's also, if you're having that much pain, I know there's the ability to get some type of pain relief to help expedite the proceedings.
Accurate.
I believe that's something that's also available. But this poor guy, apparently once he gets done with the 3 hours and 90 minutes of level 12, he experiences severe abdominal pain and vomited several times. He appeared to feel better the next day, but then the condition worsened to the point that he needed medical attention. After being rushed to the hospital, the man was diagnosed with intestinal necrosis and scheduled for emergency resection surgery. After learning about the torture he had been subjected to, the man's family was furious and warned his fiancée that she was not welcome at the hospital, adding that the engagement was off and that she should get ready for a lawsuit. Mm-hmm. She took to the social media page to ask for advice on how to deal with the situation. She received so much criticism that she ended up taking down her post and closing her account. By that time, screenshots of her confession were already doing the rounds online. And according to Chinese legal experts, if the man or his family file a complaint, the guilty party faces up to 3 years in prison and also paying compensation as well. So a year in prison for every hour she put that poor son of a bitch through that pain.
Yeah. All right. And she's really going to strike out when she goes on to Tinder because everyone's going to know now.
Well, right. That's the other thing. Who's going to say yes to her again? And shouldn't the sister also maybe lose the legal practice? I don't know if that's what you're supposed to be doing after hours is taking fiancés and strapping them into that thing for 3 hours and shocking them at level 12 for 90 minutes.
Why does this thing exist?
I understand why it exists, Johnny.
I don't understand why it exists.
Because sympathetic pain, man. You want to feel the pain. Some people just want to know what the women go through. And so for 5 minutes, okay, they sell this pregnancy belly things that people have to opt to wear if they want to kind of show how difficult it is to get around. And now they brought the pain part.
My job is to, pet her hand and breathe at the same time. That's the stuff I've got to be thinking about.
By the way, though, I'm thinking, did they put it in the wrong place? I don't know because I've never witnessed the miracle. But shouldn't they have shocked a little lower than just his stomach?
I believe, and again, ladies chime in, I think it just hurts all over. I don't think there's a place that doesn't hurt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just localized. I mean, they should have switched it up a bit. I mean, down there a little bit, up here, kind of switch it back and forth, and maybe his intestine would have been necrotic.
Yeah, I think your eyebrows hurt, your left toenail. I mean, it just everything hurts while that's going on.
And then why do they have to take the picture right afterwards, too, then? Is the other part of it?
Isn't that the worst?
It's like, why are you doing that to that poor lady? They just been through hell.
Eyes are all bloodshot, or she's sweating.
3 years previous, they were kissed by some weird monk for winning a race, and now they're pushing a human out of their body, and now you got to take a picture?
Yeah.
Come on, cut them some
Ridiculous.
slack there. It is ridiculous.
Speaking of Carnival, that's a time when there can be a lot of crime, a lot of pickpockets, that kind of thing. And so police had a very innovative way to capture some of these ne'er-do-wells during Carnival, was to go undercover as Power Rangers, which I don't think is a very good undercut. It's not really very camouflaged. I mean, that's really, it's kind of obvious.
Carnival, though. It's
Right.
Carnival. Everyone's dressed up. Now, if this was just a regular day and you're going undercover as the Power Rangers, that's one thing. But going to Carnival as a Power Ranger, maybe not as bad.
6 Power Ranger-clad officers who have morphed into action arrested a suspect that carried 7 stolen cell phones, according to the police. Video released by Sao Paulo's Public Security Secretariat shows yellow and red Rangers arresting a man and placing him into a police car. And Mike, we have video.
Awesome. I didn't realize there'd be 6 Rangers. That seems overkill.
So here we are at the police department in Sao Paulo. Oh, hang on, man. That guy, look, what kind of Power Rangers don't have weapons? Look at that thing that he's carrying.
I mean, they have weapons, but only when they're in the Zord. They're not. That's a little overkill for the Red Ranger. That looks a little suspect. Oh,
Pink Ranger looks a little bloated.
The Pink Ranger used to be my favorite. Not as much anymore.
Yeah.
All right, here comes the Red Ranger, Black Ranger, green, pink, blue. It's on guys. They rode up in the actual cop car.
Right. Boy, the Pink Ranger, I think, is a child. I'm not sure.
Judging by the shoes, possibly.
I think it's a child. I think they have conscripted a child.
By the way, Yellow Ranger and whatever Teal Ranger, both a little too tight. A little too tight for me in the pantaloons.
Yeah, that's Carnival.
That's cool. Look at all the stuff we recovered.
I like that they. Now they're blocking their face. I like that they found.
Yeah, you don't want them to blow their cover as a Power Ranger. Don't know what kind of kaiju will come after him later.
I like that they found something very close to Power Ranger music, but not quite.
Correct.
What, you just put them in the trunk? Is that what they do in Brazil? When they arrest you, they just throw you in the hatchback?
Yes, and I'm glad right now that the Red Ranger has his fanny pack in the right place, so that no one else needed to see what may be underneath that fanny pack.
Right.
Yep, in the trunk you go.
Go Power Rangers.
Exactly. Go Power Rangers. Bing, 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 bing. How do you sign up for that detail, by the way? Who's going to be the Power Ranger today? Fine, I'll do it.
How do you get 6 people to agree?
Yeah, that's the other part. And have that many different Power Ranger costumes just hanging around.
I mean, yeah, when you think about it, you've got to figure out, if you don't have the right number, the whole thing is you've spoiled the illusion.
Yes.
All right, Pink bringing up the rear.
Yeah, Pink was a little slow on all of that. Notice she wasn't in any. I think it's a female. She wasn't in any of the apprehension.
Is that too many Power Rangers? There's 7 there.
That's okay. So
that's too many Power Rangers.
I haven't watched Power Rangers in a really long time, but I know that Red and Black used to like. So I know there was Black, Red, Blue, Yellow, and Pink to start. I think there were just 5, and then the Green Ranger came in to replace the Red Ranger, I believe. I've never seen the Teal Ranger before in my life.
Right.
That just seems like a rando who just happened to be like, "Hey, you got a group costume too? I'll join in."
I like that we're holding them to task for being true to canon.
Right, exactly. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you call yourself a Power Ranger?
That music was a little too close.
That's right. Almost, but not quite copyrighted. Oh, yeah, this
boy.
lady. So you've gone on record as saying, and for years you've said this, that eventually, with the society in which we live in, we're all going to be in some type of pornographic video at some point.
Yeah, you know how people can always say, "Oh yeah, my first job, I worked at Burger King flipping hamburgers." Everybody kind of has that story that's very similar, and I say in like a generation, everyone's going to have the, "Oh yeah, remember that first time that I whacked it on camera and got paid?"
You're not wrong. Well, let me introduce you to. She goes by Tiffany Wisconsin, or Wisconsin Tiff, as she's known online. She first joined OnlyFans during the COVID pandemic, but it wasn't until she started filming content with senior citizens that her popularity skyrocketed. So now she is going to the VA and various other old folks' homes, making a tour to find her next partner to star in some content online. She said she likes the older man.
I'm sorry. I Googled Tiffany, Wisconsin, and I apparently didn't have my safe search filters on, so I just got hit in the face with a lot of Tiffany right now, and I didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that.
That's kind of right.
I'm glad I turned that off.
Yeah. She says she likes the older guys because they're experienced and take their time with me, and they value the time we share together. The thing with younger guys who are my age, by the way, she is 36. She says that guys my age, they're like, bam, 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 bam. With older men, I can actually sit down and have a conversation.
This is her Instagram page. Here's one. Telling my 70-year-old boyfriend I've been with 1,400 men since last year is a flex,
Yeesh.
I guess.
I guess that is. She did this. She was married to her high school sweetheart for 17 years.
Can we just look at this poor old son of a bitch? Oh, come on.
That's the same guy from the Pancake. That's the same guy from the Pancake video.
Right. Yeah.
Gave her the smooch early, and now he's doing the honk honk.
Yeah, 50 years ago he was. Oh my Lord. Okay. Press on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. So she was in a marriage to her high school sweetheart for 17 years. But she had to walk away from the marriage because her husband wasn't kind enough. I was tired of being yelled at, not feeling like I was good enough for him. But older men are just the nicest guys and the easiest ones to talk to. She says, when I perform with one gentleman, Jack Moore, that's not his name. That's got to be his screen name, too. He's older, and he never uses Viagra. He works out, he's healthy, and he doesn't need it. So, yeah, the nursing home tour that she's going on will be quite lucrative for her OnlyFans page, she believes. And she is just on her way and saying that when it comes to her private life, she admits she briefly found love with the 70-year-old man, but has since called it quits in the relationship. Now I have a list of older men, and that's how the whole nursing home thing started, because I need more. I need more options because people want more. So she broke up with the 70-year-old because, hey, it was getting too rote and routine for her OnlyFans fans. So that's why. Can you imagine showing up to visit Grandpa and Wisconsin Tiff is walking through going, hey, it's Wisconsin Tiff. Can Grandpa be on some OnlyFans with me there?
I'm not.
Don't you know?
Do you think this is real? Do you really think this is happening?
Yes, it's real. There's video of it, Johnny. It's not like it's not real. There's actual OnlyFans video of it.
All right.
This is just your Insta. You
I know.
Saw the other stuff. What did we talk about? We had that weird kink stuff we talked about for the new year. Some people like CPR. Maybe it's the same people like CPR like that, just in case something happens. But yeah, Wisconsin Tiff is going through Chicago and Milwaukee to find grandpas to do.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like there's something wrong there. Oh God, who is this doof? Okay. I kind of want to hear the sound of what the hell she's saying.
I don't. Do you really want to hear it?
I don't know. Maybe she's dropping F-bombs. What's she saying here? Hi, Wisconsin Tiff here.
Stepdad, and I don't think we should tell Mom. So last night I had a sleepover with my stepdad.
Okay. This is just stop. Wisconsin Tiff, just stop. If you see her going into she's going through Chicago and Milwaukee now. If she starts making her way far, if you see this woman, tell Grandpa no. I understand it may have been a while for Grandpa, and he may be excited, but just stop, Grandpa.
I don't know.
Because they're not seeing any money out of this.
Could you make it past the voice? I mean, that's a boner killer right
Over
there,
with
isn't it?
my stepdad, and I don't think we should tell Mom. So last night I had a sleepover with my stepdad.
I don't believe any of this. I refuse to believe any of this.
No, I believe she's doing it. I just can't believe she's making. You know what? I can't believe she's making money off of it because people are gross, Johnny. People are gross.
Yeah.
Like I said, technically there's nothing wrong. They're consenting adults and geriatrics. In some respects, the people she's targeting. And what a way to. But you can go in a better way, Grandpa. You could go in a better way. You don't need to put up with, I was sleeping with my stepdad last night.
Yeah.
Hey, you got some Werthers in your pocket for me? Yeah. Werthers.
I mean, I appreciate a nice looking woman, just like the next guy, but I mean, it really all kind of shuts down after where you go, I don't know. Something's not right. Something's not adding up, Mike. I don't like it.
Okay. All right. You know what? I will let you do the research and get back to us next week about Wisconsin Tip. By the way, sign up for our Patreon so Johnny can do that and do more research.
That's right. If we get 100 likes.
If we get 100 likes on this video and you join the Patreon, he'll share we'll break down Johnny's favorite geriatric scene.
That's right. Most of our videos, we're lucky if we get 3, maybe. But if we get to 100, I will go on OnlyFans and seek her out and say, you know what, I might be a little young for you, but let's give this a try. Hang on, let me put on my ear protection. Okay, go.
Yes.
Oh,
if we get 100 likes, I will personally buy Johnny a gray wig and a walker to really wow her.
That's right.
You've been Mike and Molson to Tiffany, Wisconsin.
Yep.
I love it.
I don't know. She might not be. I may be too young. She might not be able to handle what I've got going on.
You may be too bam. I
can't handle what you got going on. I can't handle it.
You hear my voice. You actually put up with my voice.
Oh my God.
You got any cheese? Yikes.
I got to take the thing out of my ear here because it's hurting me. It's hurting me, Mike. It's hurting me.
Yeah, her voice does hurt. That's for certain. Tiffany, Wisconsin.
Hey, but this apparently this OnlyFans and having sex and being paid for it, it's not a new thing, evidently.
No, it's been going on for centuries, Johnny. Centuries, I say.
Tell us about this thing that somebody sent in.
Yes, this is one of our subscribers. And by the way, please, if you have not yet, subscribe, check us out on Facebook, YouTube. We appreciate all the love. This was found by a friend of mine. This was a story. It was shared on Twitter, and it was shared to me from a friend of mine. Mo is his name. And someone was going through their grandma's stuff. Grandma had passed away, and they're going through boxes of grandma's old things when they happen upon this business card for one, as you see there, Dr. Dan.
It didn't even spell doctor right.
Well, back then he probably did. This is, I think, the 40s or 50s.
There's not a back then version of how to spell doctor. That's not a thing.
By the way, Johnny, this was before you would add XXX to something to make it a parody. You had to slightly alter the spelling, on Golden Blonde and Forrest Hump before so that you would not get sued by the proper authorities.
This whole show is
so
ridiculous.
Dr. Dan, as you can see, is like the original American Gigolo, Richard Gere. And as you can see, he has various different ways in which he can get the job done. Only in the evening, though. Mm-hmm. He is not he's not an early riser or an afternoon delight type of guy. Just evenings, by appointment only. So, by the way, I didn't realize this till right now. Cut rate to party of 6 or more. Satisfaction with one hard on.
Yeah, well, I mean, if there's 6 or more, you get a bulk rate, I guess. It's easier for him.
And widows are a specialty of him, of Dr. Dan.
On the back apparently has a menu.
Here's the menu prices. As you can see, I don't know how economical that is. Apparently, if you look down towards I don't know what the difference between tongue bath and the one underneath it is, per se, but there's a $20 difference.
Yeah.
Also, I love how clinical Dr. Dan makes it of, for $20, I'll give you a plain insertion. But
for an extra $7, I'll caress you. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. By the way, do we need? You could have just said dog fashion. Do you need to add the barking? Well, the barking and yelping were an extra like $2 there. It looks like.
I really want to know the year on this. I want to know when it was called dog fashion.
Right. They were more prim and proper back then, Johnny.
Say, honey, we got some extra time after the kids go to bed. Shall we do it dog fashion? With yelping or not?
Exactly. Dr. Dan says with yelping. By the way, also,
you can get a little bit of finger diddle. A little finger diddle there for $9.50 with Dr. Dan.
Yeah,
Who doesn't want a little finger diddle?
By the way, how is looking at, and I understand why probably, but if you notice towards the bottom of the extra attention, Vaseline, if needed, costs more than titty chewing by 20 cents.
Nobody wants that. There's no woman that wants that. Chewing.
It's not a piece of gum.
Yeah, you don't want chewing, and you don't want womb stretching or yelping. You don't want any of that.
For you. I'll gnaw right there on that for you. Who needs Trident when I have your boobs to chew on? I'm Dr. Dan.
Yeah. See, this is what.
Yeah, French kissing was like $2, but plain insertion was $20. So there you go.
Yeah, this looks like one of those things. Just by looking at the age of it and everything, it has the. It appears to have the feeling of whatever era that stag films were around.
Yes, correct.
And that these sort of funny little cards would show up as part of the gag. It has that feeling of that era.
More of a gag, than an actual house call. Because if you notice, there's no number to call.
Oh, that's true.
Right? It's just Dr. Dan. So I think you may be onto something of this is more of a novelty that Grandma had than actually a service that Grandma used at some point.
Yeah. Do you think if I search Dr. Dan OnlyFans over here that something will come up, even with the misspelling?
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. I guarantee Dr. Dan's still out there somewhere.
Yeah,
probably. Maybe we can do a love connection and connect Dr. Dan with Tiffany, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Because he seems he would be in her ballpark if he was a young, virile man back whenever this was printed.
Completely out of control.
Yeah, I just like the fact they use finger diddle. That's a hilarious turn of phrase. How'd you like a little bit of the old finger diddle there for $9.50?
Is this what things were? Nothing on here has. What is inverted fashion? What is that? It's only $22.50.
Inverted position.
Inverted positions.
I'm not quite sure what. I really don't even want to know what womb stretch is.
Don't know either.
No, I don't. Dr. Dan will put a kid back inside of you. Is that what Dr. Dan will do with the womb stretch?
Oh God, this show.
All night is actually a pretty good deal compared to just per hour.
Well, that's true. Yeah, you're right. It's a bargain. All night with 6 people. I mean,
Yeah, cutting it in half. You
get a baker's dozen going on there.
You know what? That's what, $25 a person for all night with Dr. Dan and his finger diddle and his Vaseline if needed. Don't forget about the booby chewing.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, see you later, everyone.
No, I'm sorry. We do have one more thing to close out the night with.
We got to end on something better than that.
I don't know that we are.
Show the headline, and I think we all can agree. Look at that headline. If that doesn't make you chuckle in today's world, I don't know what does.
Mice can perform CPR-like resuscitation on each other, according to a new study. They've discovered that scientists have discovered that rodents try to resuscitate one another, just like humans.
Do they do little paw compressions? I hope so. Little stay alive, stay alive. Ah, ah, ah.
Does it put its little mouse ear up to the other mouse chest?
I think it has to, right?
A mouse was placed under anesthesia and rendered temporarily unconscious, while a bystander was then introduced and just went right to work. It's like, oh my God,
Really?
my buddy is out. I've got to do something. And I've got video, but I'll describe what's happening. And we not only have video, but we've got a diagram here.
Okay.
Apparently starts by sniffing and grooming, and then more forceful actions such as biting the partner's mouth or tongue and pulling the tongue out to clear the airwaves. I don't think that's how the American. I don't think that's how it's supposed to be done.
No, I don't think CPR people would say bite someone's nose and then pull their tongue out with your teeth.
Who is it? I'm drawing a blank now on who certifies you for CPR.
The AMA, American Medical Association.
Sure,
maybe?
why not? Somebody, the
let's
Red
do
Cross,
that.
somebody would come around and teach you. Remember that?
Yeah.
You would get that.
Oh yeah, the dummy.
The dummy.
The half dummy, and you then be like, ooh, gotta
Right.
push on his chest.
And it would, and they would clean it off with that alcohol wipe. So you have to wrap your mouth around her. What was her name?
Alcohol wipe. What, the dummy?
The dummy had a name. The CPR
The
dummy
dummy?
had a name.
I don't think it did. I think you just did that to make yourself feel a little bit better about things.
Resusci Annie. Now shut up.
Okay.
Apologize to me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to you and Annie and your burgeoning relationship of years and years and years.
See? There you go. Resusci Annie. Also known as Rescue Annie, Rescussi Annie, CPR Annie, Resuscitation Annie, Little Annie. No, that's wrong.
No, that's not right at all.
Is used for teaching both emergency workers and members of the general public how to do CPR. God, that Resusci Annie is a little too. There's a little too much going on. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, that's a little too Dr. Danish there. Dr. Dan Hire, you're breathing with mouth to mouth, not what you usually do for $9.50.
Mm-hmm. In popular culture, the refrain "Annie, are you okay?" was inspired by Resusci Annie.
I had no idea. You know what? You learned something. That line from Smooth Criminal was about a resuscitation doll.
If for those of you who have been dogging this dumb little show and making your stupid comments and say, "Hey, this is useless," I'll defy you to find any other podcast or live stream that has done this. All right, so let's go to the video. Let's go to the tape. Here we.
Oh, the poor anesthetized mouse is just there looking dead, and here comes his buddy. Hey, Chuck, you all right? Is that Charles Entertainment cheese?
This is unbelievable.
So, the mouse that's laying down was kind of drugged. And
way.
then this guy, this little chappie, was basically removing the tongue so the airways were clear.
This is unbelievable.
It really is, but they've done it on other animals, chimpanzees, even dolphins.
Wow.
Very cute.
I think he was eating him. I think he
so
said.
too. I don't think. I think
he was saying, "I'm a goddamn mouse and I'm hungry, and now there's food here." I think is what's happening. I don't.
This mouse is dead. This mouse is dead. This is the darkest Ratatouille timeline. A meal is dead. I need tongue to finish up this wonderful Ratatouille I have here. So
the tongue
I'm just
is still
chaw
soft
on that.
and yeah. I don't think that was resuscitation.
I don't think
that
so
was.
either.
I think that's mouse cannibalism.
I think that's what it was, exactly. I think this is the mouse version of what, Alive? Was that the movie where they all stuck on the mountain?
Yeah. These behaviors are reminiscent of how humans are taught to clear the airway. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
I'm not a scientist.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's not what that is.
Did you bite Recessa Annie's tongue and pull it out of her skull? Like, I gotta clear the airwaves. Rah!
Yeah, I mean, look, you got these guys right here are not. Nobody is pulling Recessa Annie's tongue out.
No, they're not. Thank goodness for that.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get flagged for that. I think we're probably gonna get pulled. There's something.
Yeah, that's too much. That's too much.
That's not necessary. That's not part of.
No. Did she die of hypothermia? She must be very cold when we pulled her out of the. Why? That should be no bearing.
She doesn't even need hair. I mean, it's not. That's not the point. That's not the point of Recessa Annie. There's a lot going on in this segment. I understand.
They're trying to set a mood, all right?
I know. We got this to deal with. Everything's wrong. I don't know. I've got so many questions.
Everything's goofed.
And we're out of time. I don't know what else to do.
Yes. Everything's goofed. Just go back to the pancake running. End it with that. I think that was nice and wholesome. Go back to the weird maybe monk.
There we go. Let's do that.
It's a 415 yards course with a 70 yards uphill finish. And in storming style, Mrs. Dix wins in a canter, beating America by 2 seconds to receive a pressure cooker from Liberal, as well as the traditional prizes, including the Verger's Kiss of Peace.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.